been 16 years since Hitchin Town last reached the first round proper of the FA Cup. Today they take on 3rd Division Hereford United, whose lineup includes the former Luton Town favourite, Steve White. Dean Smith is the Hereford United captain. Mark Burke, of course, the Hitchin Town captain this afternoon. Today's referee needs no introduction. Graham Pole once lived in Hitchin and is well known on the Hitchin footballing circuit. He's now a Football League referee. He's moved away from the area and takes charge of this game at Edgar Street. Here's the Hitchin Town lineup. Jerry Sylvester in goal. Back for Jonathan Bone, Mark Burke the captain, Paul Price and Gavin Covington. Mickey Wilson, Steve Miller, Ian Scott and Darren Thompson make up the midfield. Sean Marshall and Gary Williams in attack. Ian Rutherford, Paul Godwin and Neil Ryan are the substitutes. 4 away victories have seen the Canaries make it through from the first qualifying round to the first round proper. When it comes to scoring goals, Gary Williams is leading the way. 6 goals already in the FA Cup this season. Sean Marshall's not far behind with 5. Tony Keynes and Mark McGonigal both got the goals in the first qualifying round victory at Newmarket. Neither of them are on the team sheet this afternoon. Last time Hitchin Town reached the FA Cup first round was 1978. They lost 2-1 away at Bournemouth. It's been a long wait. This is their 9th meeting with Football League opposition in the FA Cup. They've never won. Some will look at this as their best opportunity ever. They have led in the past against the likes of Swindon Town. They weren't able to hold on. Maybe today is the day. Hitchin Town in the yellow shirts and green shorts. Hereford United in the white shirts and the black shorts. Sean Marshall and Steve Miller standing over the ball. The shoe is on the other foot for Hereford United. They knocked West Bromwich Albion out of the League Cup only last month with a victory at the Hawthorns. They very nearly knocked out Nottingham Forest as well in round 2. Going to Hereford, Llewellyn back to the young Welsh goalkeeper Tony Pennock, who's only just broken into the Hereford side. Just of White, snapping in was Thompson, Covington and Scott working between them to try and win the ball back for the Canaries. Turned forward by Rees. They'll try their luck towards the left-hand side with Preddy. Towards line, but good interception by John Bowe. Towards the halfway line, Mickey Wilson. Bowen continues his run down the right-hand side. Miller sliced in the air. One well in the air by Preddy. Cross. One back by Miller. John Bone with a throw. Towards Williams. And by Smith. Jim working their way down the line on that far side. Long. Williams with the flick. It's Marshall. Over his shoulder, but over the crossbar. Yeah, from Wilson. And Smith sees it out for a throw. And forward by Richard Wilkins, a former Cambridge United and Colchester man. Straight through to Jerry Sylvester in the Hitchin goal. The edge of his penalty area. It's Wilson, it's Miller, it's Marshall, Smith, close attendance, and Wilkins. Line, Steele, just to get away. Chance of the cross, it's a deep one, helps it on. By Paul Price. The Spurs man used to play alongside Steve White at Luton Town at one stage in his career. Thompson, good ball into the channel. It's Pennock. Steve Miller that made the run forward. And in the air by Price. Thompson. Will chase. Smith gets there first, and it clears. And by Covington. given. Safely into the arms of Jerry Sylvester. In their own at the moment, the Canaries. Run themselves a free kick, an elbow, only Llewellyn on Scott. It's Covington. Up on Williams! Perhaps he should have done better. 7 goals this season, 6 of them have come in the FA Cup, and he may well have scored there. Didn't know a lot about it. Working their way down the right-hand side to Steele. Steele was offside. Thompson. Marshall chases. Tony James nervously back to his goalkeeper. They're trying to win the ball back. It's Covington. He run for Marshall. He's battling away Tony James. Comes away with the ball. Knocks it long down the right hand side. It's kept in play by Mark Burke, and it's back to Jerry Sylvester. Over towards John Bone on that right hand side. The Blackfriars end of the ground, which is where the Hitchin Town fans are congregated. Also got seating area way to our right in the Len Western stand. This is Dean Smith, the captain for Hereford, drills it long, straight down the centre. White, good close control from him. It's on by Wilkins. Towards line on the left-hand side. He's got the better of Bow. It's pulled back, finding the unmarked Nicky Line. Needed a save from Jerry Sylvester. It's going to be a corner. Best chance of the game so far for Hereford. Here comes in. Sylvester with a safe pair of hands. Hereford's home record is decent. They've won 3 of the last 5 at home against Gillingham, Torquay and Scunthorpe here. Tim Steele. Have to be quick to get past Covington. Does get the cross in. Sylvester in with White, takes it as a second opportunity, the Hitchin Town goalkeeper. And Smith. Smith come out on top with it. Here's Miller. Opening things up in the midfield for Hitchin. Bow. Keep it in play. Line, pretty again, footed. It's involved. Scott can't keep it for Hitchin, and here's Tim Steele. Keeping ball, but not causing Hitchin too much damage at the moment. This is Andy Rees. Smith. Steve White playing it inside. This is Nicky Line. Can he get the cross in? He can. And perhaps Hereford should have done more with the opportunity. Didn't get it clear, and suddenly from one end it's down to the other, and the pace of Marshall is causing a problem here for Tony James. Managed to scramble it back to Tony Pennock. Tony James played over 100 appearances for Leicester City before joining Hereford. Experience at the very top, being tested this afternoon. It's Hereford United's turn to test here with a free kick. Should have a 3-man wall. It's a good 30 yards out. It's going to need something pretty special. Straight into the wall. Steele looking for an outlet. That outlet is Andy Llewellyn. It's cross, hit Covington. Bristol City man has won a corner for Hereford. Comes that corner. It's Miller that got the glancing header away. Wilson. To Wilkins. Towards Nicky Cross. To goal. Drive towards goal, but it was rising all the way. No real problems there for Jerry Sylvester. Marshall. Left foot volley went straight out of play on this near side. His header. Smith. Room on the left hand side there for White, but he's offside. By Mark Burke. Long ball over the top, Marshall. Test Hereford here, that's a nervous touch from Smith. Now Marshall, goalkeeper's out of his penalty area. Can Marshall make the most of the opportunity? In towards goal it goes, and Smith atones for his error by clearing the ball off the line. Here's Miller. Going to weasel his way through. Smith again, standing strong. We've had the best 2 chances in the game here, Hitchin Town. Still 0-0. Ball over the top, Sylvester to the edge of his area together. Back to Sylvester. And Scott with a header. Burke in a dash along with Nicky Cross, who gets a shot in, but it's off target. His clearance. Williams being held by James. Wilson gets a good cross in. Lanced wide by Llewellyn. An excellent ball in from Mickey Wilson. And Hitchin had their first corner of the afternoon. Big men forward. Price and Burke to join Miller and Williams. Good aerial challenge in the box. Scott's corner towards the near post. There's a flick on. Miller with a header into the arms of Pennock. It's Line. Go all the way through to Sylvester. Smith. There's Marshall. Smith wins it though. Bone. Not beaten in the air. Thompson trying to win that ball back. Onto it though, White. A chance for Preddy to get the ball back. And it comes through to Steele. And then a shot coming in. Either side of Sylvester, and that would have been 1-0. But the Hitchin goalkeeper was in the right place to make a comfortable save in the end. Marshall. Miller. Smith's free kick. So, shot coming in off the chest of White, and it was Lyon with the shot. Back well, Covington. Scott. Steele. Header away by Burke. Helped on by Miller. Had the more of possession, Hereford, but Hitchin have had as good a chances as Hereford so far. Like a trip there, referee was having none of it. Sylvester clears, hits a Hereford player, goes out for a throw into Hitchin Town. Header by James, returned by Thompson. Flag was up against Wilson. Great header from Miller. Reese in the thick of it in the midfield there for Hereford United. Back with Pennock. Ahead of Covington, over the head of Steele, and out for a throw. Covington. Not the greatest of vantage points up in the gantry here in the Len Weston. It's Wilkins trying to release Nicky Lyon. Martin's going to take this free kick. In goes Williams. Smith wins it well in the air, but only as far as Marshall. Shaun Marshall against Llewellyn. Gets the cross in. Williams was lurking. Down went Pennock to make the save. Sylvester's come a long way. Needs to deal with it and does. Good goalkeeping by Jerry Sylvester. Turn from Wilkins, bulldozing his way through. White is well involved. Bone gets it away to Wilson. Wilson turns it forward, and Marshall in a foot race here. And Tony James, who does well to stand his ground. Slides in, Bones involved. Williams, now Shaun Marshall. Still Shaun Marshall, he goes for goal, he scores! And Hitchin Town take the lead through Shaun Marshall. Midway through the first half, and Shaun Marshall strikes again. Steadied himself. Didn't look as if there was any immediate danger, and he cuts inside Smith and unleashes a quite brilliant finish into the top corner. No chance for Pennock. Shaun Marshall gives Hitchin Town the lead. What a big moment in this cup tie. He scored the goal in the fourth qualifying round, which saw off Burton Albion. And now he's on the score sheet again. It's his 6th FA Cup goal. So flag up against Marshall. It's rattled Hereford with players and supporters. By Steve White. Llewellyn. Great challenge coming in from Mark Burke. Took everything there. Marshall will test the pace of Llewellyn. Gets there first. Does stumble. He's got time to play it inside. It's a loose pass from Rees. James goes all the way back to Pennock. James once again. So far so good for Hitchin Town, leading here by 1-0 at Edgar Street. Covington slices it up in the air. John Bone can't quite clear. Burke across and makes an excellent challenge. Very good interception by the Hitchin skipper. Getting competitive out there. Preedy. Again, runs it straight out of play, throw it. Bone. Williams. James. James once more. Looking towards the right hand side. Burke's there first though. Sylvester clears. Knocked on by Williams. He was barged in the back by Tony James, and Graham Pole says free kick Hitchin Town. Ball forward. Williams helps it on. Andy Llewellyn. 300 appearances, Andy Llewellyn, for Bristol City before he joined Hereford. Marshall wanted one touch too many. And Richard Wilkins was quickly on the scene. Wilkins clears. In the air from Scott. Nervously back from Tony James to Tony Pennock. White squeezing it forward. Just runs away. It's a free kick. Lifted into the penalty area by Steele. Defending well in numbers. Llewellyn. Andy Rees linked up with Steele. Cross from Steele hits Covington for a throw. Wanted to touch too many. And Scott chasing. Wilkins gets there first. This is Preedy. Covington. It was an offside flag, so a free kick to Hitchin Town, giving Covington to take. Smith looks towards the right-hand side, picks out Steele. Llewellyn. White. It's good play from Hereford United, line with the cross, but he's offside. Miller, in goes Thompson, scrapping away to try and win that loose ball. Andy Rees was involved for Hereford United. Breaks away into the Hereford half, and it's back with Tony Pennock. Wilson's header. Llewellyn. Up and under. Knocked on nicely. This is Tim Steele. Up against Covington. Covington using his pace to great effect there to get the ball. Really threatened the Hitchin goal, Hereford, since that opening goal from Shaun Marshall. Hitchin working hard to keep hold of that slender lead. It's Williams, 50-50 with Smith. Williams again, puts it on towards Marshall. Couldn't quite take a ball from out of the sky over his shoulder. Covington hasn't really got forward much down the left-hand side so far. Covington, here's his chance. Can he loft the ball into the box? It's a disappointing cross from Gavin Covington. Coming forward, it's hooked by Nicky Cross, the former West Bromwich Albion and Leicester City striker. Clearance down the left. Throw into Hereford. Wilkins. Preedy. Through the middle. Again, no luck for Hereford. Wilkins giving it away. Wilkins. Smith. Sit towards the left and Preedy. Still going Preedy. It's a great challenge from Mark Burke. Rice is involved as well back there. It was Price that got the first challenge and it was Burke that got it clear eventually. That's a trip by Scott on Tim Steele. And a deliverable opportunity here for Hereford. Wilkins has come across, he'll probably be the man to deliver. And Smith up from the back, Tony James up from the back, it's a deep delivery, Miller has got it away. Boat clears for touch. Trying to absorb a little bit of Hereford United pressure here, Hitchin. Chance for Nicky Cross to get the cross in there, but it's on the throw in. Throw. The head of John Bone, was it? Well, here's Bone now. It's actually Williams back there defending. Hitchin have got away with it. Goal kick. Wilson. Poor touch from line. Going with the throw. Was up. Kick from Hereford. It was cross. And Scott to Sylvester. Punts long, right-footed downfield to the Hereford half. Just too high for Marshall. Miller in the thick of it. White, clever little ball over the top. The flag was up against Nicky Cross. Can't link up with Darren Thompson. Marshall. Scott. Holding a hone here. Still 1-0 to the good. Pennock who has to clear quickly. Win by Paul Price. Commanding in the air. Not there for Hitchin. It's a long ball over the top. Burke trying to keep up with White. Sylvester's done well. Here's Scott. Decent looking ball over the top. And it has to race out of his penalty area. More than aware of the pace of Marshall and Hereford. Here he is, Shaun Marshall. Looks it forward, but it's behind for a goal kick. Price again. And to Hereford. And the top was from Rees, and it will bobble through for Sylvester. Has to come out of his penalty area and clear with his right foot. Here's Williams. Good ball. Marshall again. Similar situation to the first goal. It's Marshall. Low shot. It's parried away by Pennock. When he gets in situations like that, Shaun Marshall, he's causing big problems in his Hereford defence. His touch by White. This is Wilkins charging forward. Price reads it well. Covington clearing. This is James. To Dean Smith. Ball from Smith. Every time the ball's at the feet of Smith, it seems to be sent long. Hasn't really caused any damage with those long balls yet. Llewellyn. Scott rather couldn't control. Here's Covington. Still Gavin Covington teasing his way into the penalty area. All into the near post. They were all waiting, Marshall and Williams in particular. Smith. White. Biting away with Steve Miller. The referee took a disliking to the challenge from the Hitchin midfielder, and a free kick has been awarded. White straight through to Sylvester. Towering from James. Covington. Thompson. Thick of the battle there, Thompson. Ball over the top, which Marshall chases, but Pennock is once again aware of that threat. In the air, Miller helps it forward. Marshall trying to get the better of James. James comes out on top this time. Good defending from James. There's a decent ball through the middle. Just too heavy. Sylvester is able to quickly clear down that right hand side. It's gone all the way back to Pennock again. Smith towards White. John Bow lets it bounce, volleys it forward. Easily beaten in the air. It's a throw into Hitchin Town over on the far side. Sure. Wilson in support. Wilson taking on Rees. Rees gets the challenge in, but it's a goal kick. Just over the head of Bow. Run away nicely, but it's a throw into Hereford. It's a steal. Right hand side for Hereford United. ball forward towards Nicky Cross. Marshall. Covington again. Good play by Scott to Covington. Here's Marshall. Oh, Marshall's got the better of the defender who slipped, and Marshall makes it 2-0. Shaun Marshall scores his second goal, and there's daylight between Hitchin Town and Hereford United now. Great little dummy here, and it sent Brady on his backside, and by the time he was back on his knees, the ball was in the back of the Hereford net, and Shaun Marshall has got both Hitchin goals here. They're in dreamland at the moment in this FA Cup tie, because they are leading Hereford United of the Football League by 2-0. And all the noise is coming from the Hitchin fans, who can't quite believe what's happening in front of them. Shaun Marshall, 2 deadly strikes, and Hereford have it all to do in this cup tie. Preston will come and collect. Here are the Hitchin Town fans, loving every moment of this. Smith up in the air by Reese. Pinnock. That's a foul. And Price. Releases the free kick up towards Williams. James won it in the air. Thompson turns it back, and it goes all the way through. Once again to Tony Pinnock. A bit of urgency from the Hereford goalkeeper. So they've got to find 2 goals from somewhere. It's just to rescue the tie and take it to a replay. Rollin's given it away. Scott. Long ball over the top, and it very nearly caused problems. Was lurking there, Shaun Marshall. Long clearance. It's White's flick. It's a curling effort from Light. And there is the half-time whistle. So far, so very good for Hitchin Town. They have led in the FA Cup previously against Football League opposition, but never by 2 goals. That's the story of the first half. Hereford United 0, Hitchin Town 2. Is there a giant killing in the making here? We're ready for the second half. Hereford will be attacking the end away to our left. It's the Meadow end, the home end. Hitchin managed to score twice in the first half. Enjoyed some giant killings of their own. Hereford in the FA Cup. About 20-something years. That magical Ronnie Radford moment when they saw off Newcastle here. Helps it on. It's high. Tony James. Kenzie that couldn't keep it in. The Hitchin keep it tight in the early stages of the second half. Thompson unable to keep possession. Free kick, a foul on Scott. It's not long, Marshall's lurking, he's on a hat-trick, remember. There's Thompson beaten in the air by Wilkins. Stepped forward by Scott and out for a throw into Hereford. Back with Pinnock. Brady. Pinnock touched that a little bit too far, and it very nearly presented Shaun Marshall with a wonderful opportunity. And here is Marshall again. third now for Hitchin will surely kill the tie. Wilkins. Mistake by Bennett was almost very costly. Welling to take this throw in for Hereford. Quickly inside to Rees. Releases it down the right hand side. That will chase. Price, his former Hitchin Town colleague, of course, will clear. Comes across. Sylvester, oh, he's dropped it, and it's in. Nicky Lyon has hooked it over the line. It does count, and Hereford United are right back in this cup tie. The delivery from the right hand side, and it looked like it was Jerry Sylvester's all the way. He just squirmed out of his grasp. And Lyon was quickest to react, and he scores his first goal for Hereford United. And suddenly they are right back in this cup tie. Hitchin's advantage is chopped in half. Williams. Robinson. Take on Llewellyn on the outside. Marshall. Able to squeeze past Smith, but Smith's given the ball away. He comes across, and it's headed away in part by Preedy. Back across from Wilson. Marshall off the line by James. And then Miller. Good defending. I think it was Andy Rees that eventually got it away, and now it's with Mackenzie. There's a head injury to Steve Miller, but that was a glorious chance. Comes across. It's a decent looking ball. A looping header, and Lyon makes it 2-2. Well, Hereford right back in the cup tie at 2-2. A goal that came out of the blue, really, just after Hitchin had a glorious chance to make it 3-1. They haven't sat back on 2-0 Hitchin. They've had two good chances in this second half. But it's Hereford that have found the net twice through Nicky Lyon. He hasn't scored previously for Hereford United, Nicky Lyon, but he's got two this afternoon, and they're priceless goals for the Bulls. Will chase. Sylvester will get there first, and he's able to clear right-footed up into the Hereford half. Preedy continues his run forward. It was a slip for John Bowe. Preedy. Cross wasn't a good one. Mark Burke is able to block. Thompson giving it straight to Nick Lyon. Llewellyn. It's a return, Llewellyn. Knocks it long. It's a good header away by Price. And now a chance. Hereford a throw here. What an opportunity. And Sylvester with the save. And it's a really big save for Jerry Sylvester. Well, what a chance for Richard Wilkins to make it 3-2. Well, it looked destined to find the back of the net, but Sylvester has pulled off a wonderful save one-on-one. Williams has done well to shield the ball and hold it up, and finds Mickey Wilson on the right hand side. Wilson cuts inside. Still Mickey Wilson. Down he goes. Free kick is given. Foul by Preedy. Preedy. Straight to Thompson. Couldn't keep it under control though. All the way back to Pennock. Hitchin holding out for a replay. Hereford looking to finish it off. If they do, they would have done it the hard way. It's a foul. And a yellow card for Nicky Lyon. John Bowe. Long ball forward. The target is Williams. He helps it on. Smith with a header away. Thompson returns it. Too high for Williams. It's played by Cross. Preedy. It's gone out of play. Williams, another flick from him. Clearance by Pennock. Price couldn't quite get there. There might be difficulties here for Hitchin Town. All over the top. Just too much for Gary Pick, and it's straight through to Sylvester, but the flag was up anyway. Full price to take this free kick, the former Tottenham Hotspur and Luton Town man, veteran, who has helped contain Hereford this afternoon. He's going to take this free kick. It's long, straight down the middle. Smith heads it away. Turned by Thompson. Marshall into the penalty area. What a chance here for Shaun Marshall, and a good save from Tony Pennock. And Shaun Marshall must have thought his hat-trick was on there. Corner to Hitchin, and it comes away by James. It's been a really entertaining cup tie, and it's not over yet. White against Covington. It was Llewellyn who gets the cross in. They've got men over here. One of them is Tim Steele, but the cross is, or the shot rather, is eventually beaten away by Ian Scott. Shaun Marshall with a wonderful opportunity to win it there for Hitchin Town, and then Hereford straight down the other end with a good opportunity of their own. This is Wilkins carrying the fight from the middle of the park over to Llewellyn. Clock ticking down. Long ball over the top. Price with a good bit of positioning and heads it away. Hereford have it back again. It's Mackenzie weaving his way forward. Thompson gets a foot in. Wilkins headed down from line. Great chance here. And it fell for Cross, but before he could adjust his body, Hitchin clear it, and then the shot comes in, but he's off target. Sylvester's clearance. Hitchin so close to taking this one to a replay. Now Williams bulldozing his way forward. Good shot, good save by Tony Pennock. Well, Pennock has made two brilliant saves off of Marshall and there from Williams to keep his side in this cup competition. It wasn't a great corner, and Hereford are able to clear the ball away. It's Miller trying to find a way through. Marshall couldn't control. Hereford clear it to John Bone, last man standing in a yellow shirt for Hitchin Town. Takes a touch and then launches it long down the right hand side towards Mickey Wilson. He can't control it. There's Rees. This is Llewellyn towards Mackenzie and back to Llewellyn. He's continued his run. Won't beat Covington for pace, and Sylvester darts out of his box to clear onto the head of James. Smith beaten by Marshall. Now Williams. Took two to take the ball off of Williams. One of them was Rees. Mackenzie. It's a weaving run. Burke was the man to get in the interception. It's a good interception too. White being held according to the referee and his assistant by Mark Burke. In comes the ball. Sylvester got there at the second time of asking. Jerry Sylvester's clearance. Thompson beaten in the air by Rees. Andy Llewellyn gets the return from Mackenzie. Smartly into Wilkins. It's a throw into Hereford. Home fans urging the home side for a late winner. White through ball. Paul Price is there. Z from Paul Price. Long throw. Down Thompson. Calm as you like. He's managed to win his side of throw-in. Good play that from Darren Thompson. Covington. Through, and Covington should see this one out, should he? No. So, what's the referee given? I think he's given a free kick for the foul in the end. Hereford applying the pressure. Hitchin holding firm. Thompson, great ball. It's Marshall from Williams' pass, but James gets there first. Hereford look the likelier, but don't rule out Hitchin Town goal. This has been a fantastic cup tie. 2-2. Could easily have been 4-4. Scott. Thompson. All over the top. Marshall's offside. Smith. Here's White. Cleared by Price. Wilkins with a cross. It's a good looking ball into the penalty area. Nearly fell for Nicky Cross. And Sylvester comes and claims it. Done by White. That was Reese. Kenzie can't keep it in play over on that far side. Gavin Covington will be keen to just slow things down here. Burke to Covington. The right foot this time. Just a long ball straight down the middle to Pennock. John Bone will get there first. Thompson looks for the ball over the top. Steve Miller chasing and chasing. Pennock gets there first. Here's Covington. Good win in the air by Burke. Scott. Llewellyn. Dean Smith. Towards Cross. Again, the challenge is flying in. Hitchin working hard to protect the scoreline at 2-2. I'd love a replay. There's Line. Marshall. Hitchin will be happy to keep it in the corner down now, right near those Hitchin fans. Miller. Smith gets it away. Turned back in by Price. It's gathered well by Pennock. Over the top, offside, Steve White. Covington. Still Covington. Gets the ball back in towards Marshall. So he's partially cleared. Thompson starts again. Scott just runs away from Marshall to Pennock. Burke does well. Thompson can't keep hold of possession. Wilkins looks towards the right hand side. It's taken well by Mackenzie. It's a great challenge. Marshall holds it up well. Still Marshall. No foul. Mackenzie's cross. Foul was eventually given. Sylvester up towards Williams. Kenzie to Llewellyn. It's a great win by Mark Burke in the air. Towering header. James goes all the way back to goalkeeper Tony Pennock. Time fast running out for Hereford here if they want to win it. Price this time with the block. Happy to see it out for a throw in on the far side. Llewellyn. Trying ever so hard to get the ball away, but it's run nicely here to Mackenzie. Can he get the cross in? He can. Price gets it away. Another ball into the penalty area. Miller this time back there defending. Preedy. Once again Miller's there and Williams as well, and Thompson helps it further forward, and suddenly Marshall has an opportunity in the Hereford half. Knocks it wide to Mickey Wilson. He's got an overlap, and that overlap is John Bone. Back to Wilson again, the Irishman. Has a go. It took a deflection. Does it go out for a corner? Not quite. Referee has said corner. It's touch and go. Can't see the assistant referee from up here in the gantry. Here comes the corner. Miller took a swing at it. Didn't make a connection. Covington leaves it. Sylvester clears it. Wilson. It's a decent looking ball. Marshall is lurking. Pennock was aware and he had to be. Bloke goes in for the clearance. Oh, it's left for Sylvester. Slightly clumsy and a little chip over the top, and it was just too high. And it was a little bit lacklustre from Hitchin, probably for the first time in this match. One or two tired legs there. A misunderstanding almost cost them White. Very close to helping that one into the net. Williams, I don't think he got a touch. In fact, he's been penalised. Long ball forward. Wilson will get there. Bone will clear. Marshall took a knock on the ankle as he went in for the challenge there. Wilkins lifts it forward. Now a chance for Preedy. He's got time and space on the left-hand side. Gets a good-looking ball in. Good defending again. Only as far, though, as McKenzie on the right-hand side this time. Good challenge coming in from Ian Scott. Throw up towards White. Llewellyn. McKenzie. Llewellyn. Pushing the ball around Hereford. Looking for a delivery or an opportunity to deliver. It's McKenzie. James. Clips it. Sylvester claims it. Just ahead of Wilkins. Sylvester with a long clearance. Smith. Line. These two goals have rescued Hereford this afternoon. Can he get the cross in from the left-hand side? Bones trying to make it difficult for him. Still Nicky Line. Does get the cross in. Headed away by Paul Price. Wilkins, who's everywhere for Hereford. In towards White. Cleared away again. Tony James. Wilkins. All over the top. White won't get there ahead of Sylvester. Williams, great hold up from the big man, trying to play it through the middle for Marshall. It's another good win from Price. Covington. Free kick to be taken by the Hereford skipper, Dean Smith. Standing strong here, Hitchin. Ian Scott. Ball taken down well by Smith, who looks towards the right-hand side. McKenzie. He's done well since he's come on as a sub. Tees up Wilkins. He tries to make room for the shot, and the shot was well wide in the end. Comes in and a header away by Steve Miller. Back in towards goal. Here's White back to goal. Can he get the cross in? Good defending by Covington. McKenzie with a cross. Wilkins with a header. Did he get the last touch? No, says Graham Pole, the referee. There's a head injury here to Tony James. Stretcher is on. The Hereford defender. He's going to make an exit. He's being replaced by Gary Pick. Here comes the corner. Sylvester goes for it. Pick following it up. Good block by Miller. And John Bone takes over. It's all hands to the pump at the moment back there for Hitchin Town. 2-2 here with Hereford. The dying embers of a cracking cup tie. Smith. This is Llewellyn. For Covington. Wilkins returns it. It's one back well by Ian Scott in the midfield. That's a crunching challenge coming in by Gary Pick. Hitchin still had the ball with Marshall. Held it up well. That's where they need to try and keep the ball at the moment, Hitchin. Yellow card for Dean Smith for his challenge from behind on Marshall to a free kick, and a free kick that's going to be delivered by Gavin Covington. There's Miller trying to put pressure on. Steve Miller's done ever so well. It's a Hitchin throw, which Gavin Covington takes. Thompson. Marshall. No foul this time, says the referee, and Hereford looking to break and break quickly. John Bone leaves it, Sylvester heads it and gets away with it. It's got stuck under his feet there, Mark Burke. It's a great jinking run. Now Steve White leaves it, Wilkins with a shot, but it's straight at Jerry Sylvester, who makes a comfortable save. Williams header. Miller wins it well in the air. Now Williams backing into Smith to try and gain a couple of yards. Ready. Back to Pennock. The clock is fast ticking down. Yellow card for Steve Miller. Thompson straight down the middle. Williams and Marshall both trying to make it difficult for those two Hereford defenders. Here's Ryan. Marshall, great play. John Bowe gets the cross in, and it's headed over the top of the crossbar by Llewellyn for a corner. They broke away and it looked so dangerous. In comes the cross, straight into the side netting. It's a goal kick. Ball pass beaten in the air, but Mark Burke is there to mop things up. Covington back to Sylvester, left-footed this time, towards the halfway line. Miller's header actually goes backwards. Burke makes sure that his header goes forward. Thompson releasing it into the channel. Smith back to Pennock, and he only just got there in time. Jerry Sylvester kicks it long. Williams with a header. Ryan was chasing. Ryan on as a substitute for Mickey Wilson in this second half for Hitchin Town. Bones throw. Leg is up. Free kick Hereford United. It was Gary Williams that was in an offside position. And across comes Pennock to take the free kick. Launched long. It goes in for the header. Thompson helps it forward. Marshall on the left hand side. Showed just a little too much of that to Smith. Towards White. Run out for a Hitchin throw. Covington. Throw from him. Going to a few yards. Sliced up in the air by Reese there. He got a second bite off the cherry, but Miller was foul. Free kick Hitchin. Here's Marshall. Still Shaun Marshall. Tees it up beautifully for Scott. Just over the top of the crossbar. Real opportunity that. Work again with a win in the air. Thompson, great ball. Marshall. His pace is still causing Hereford problems. He's taking on Smith. Still Marshall. Great challenge from Wilkins, who got back there and made the interception inside the penalty area. He had to win it, and he did. As Thompson wins it back again, tenacious in the midfield. Thompson. Williams chasing. Brady got there first. Pennock clears. Ryan. Pick has to go all the way back to Tony Pennock. Steadies himself and lashes it long. Straight onto the head of Mark Burke, up against White. Good acrobatics from Burke to get it away. launched down the left-hand side to Line. It's Line against Bone. Neil Ryan trying to help back him up. Pretty good challenge by Ryan. Just thrusts it forward into the path of Gary Williams. It's a throw to Hitchin. Llewellyn. Back, looks up, weighs up his options. Towards Mackenzie. Covington knocks it out of play for a throw-in. Mackenzie to take. Nicky Cross has come across. Here is Nicky Cross. Mackenzie, last chance maybe for Hereford United. Great ball in, good defending. It was Gary Williams who was back there, and Mark Burke as well. Between them, well, it was a goal kick or a free kick. Sylvester has cleared it long. Smith, Miller. It's a foul. It's just what Hitchin wants at the moment, a free kick. Just inside the Hereford half. Gavin Covington to take. Just a few more seconds ticking on the clock. It's long towards Williams. It's Marshall. Still Shaun Marshall. Miller. Bone. Still an open cup tie. Certainly neither of these sides are sitting on a 2-2. It's Burke. Another back there to help clear. Nicky Cross involved. Hitchin got bodies back. Marshall. One of the bodies that isn't back is Shaun Marshall, but he's such a danger when the ball reaches him. All right. It's a decent looking ball towards Marshall. Takes no chances. Clears it, Dean Smith. And Ryan just unable to claim the ball back. Pretty. Straight onto the head of Paul Price. Here's Marshall again. Little flick from Wilkins. He's continued his run. What a chance this is here for Nicky Cross. Nicky Cross, Covington got across well. White with the shot, Burke with the block. And Hitchin Town just about holding on here. Neil Ryan on the right hand side. It's gone out of play. It's a throw into Hereford. What a chance. Steve White and Nicky Cross between them, almost finding a late winner. Line. Covington got ahead to it. And as far as Mackenzie. Good defending again by Covington. Just inches away from the corner flag. It's out for a throw in rather than the corner. Mackenzie. It's White. It's Mackenzie again. Being urged by the home fans to get the cross in. He does. Got another header away. Reach long. Straight into the arms of Jerry Sylvester. Neil Ryan. Long. Burke is beaten in. Price is beaten in the air. White and Cross go for the same ball. It is Cross. It is deflected. Is he going to go out for a corner? Bone. Up in the air. And again from Smith. And helped on by Gary Pick. Foul on Miller. Probably being shouted at by one or two of his teammates just to calm things down and slow things down. It's John Bone who eventually takes the free kick up towards Williams. And there is the final whistle. And Hitchin Town, well, at the 9th time of asking in the FA Cup, they're unable to get the better of Football League opposition. But they were 2-0 up in this tie, and they will get another opportunity back at Topfield in 10 days' time. 2 first-half goals from Shaun Marshall sent those Hitchin Town fans into delirium in the first half, but 2 second-half goals from Nicky Lyon have rescued this cup tie for Hereford United. Both sides had opportunities besides the 2 that found the back of the net. Pulsating cup tie has ended Hereford United 2, Hitchin Town 2.